Let's talk about us.
Wow.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Taste of Reality. My name is Queenie, for those who don't know me, reviewing the Courtship Season 1, Episode 4 and 5. I've seen your comments. I'm aware. I'm behind, okay? I just, the theatrics of the show for a second, I just needed a break, okay? And then I had to watch Bridgerton, and I had to finish Bridgerton to kind of remind myself why I like these types of shows, and now I'm back. Okay, so as always, like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and let's get into it. So we left off the last episode with two new suitors, and they are Dr. Hatem, who is from Northern Ireland and loves an adrenaline rush. Then we have Mr. Judge, who is from Michigan and is a wrestling coach looking to come out of his comfort zone. So the week's activities are like a country fair, yeah, and there's a kissing booth, and there's a nailing competition and all this kind of stuff, but Dr. Hatem is sure to impress in other ways.
Wow. Can you get a kiss for that?
Oh, man, that was so evil by that dude.
Hey, man, I'm coming. Mate. Come on, brother, let's go.
A lot of the guys are very annoyed because they're like, first of all, that wasn't part of the rules. First of all, he needs to earn our respect. First of all, you are a suitor, not the damsel, okay? You'll be just fine. What I don't understand about these guys is they always complain about other guys showing them up when they could show those grand gestures themselves. Don't get mad, get even. Mr. Bokikio is starting to get very arrogant, very confident about his position with Miss Remy, and he almost gives her an ultimatum.
I gotta know if you're serious too. You can't be serious with 11 guys.
He also fumbled the bag with her parents by saying, he's looking for a connection and not necessarily love at the end of the process. And I'm like, I get it, 2 months is short, but you don't say that. Okay, you gotta fake it till you make it. And like, okay, at least he was being honest, but you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot here. I don't like his arrogance, because it's one thing to be confident in your relationship, and it's another thing to just disregard boundaries, rules, etiquette, you know what I mean? And like, she's appreciating it now, but later on in the next, I'll touch on it then. I won't touch on it now. We have Mr. Cones, who actually gets asked if he's been with a black woman before, and at least his answer is yes.
To everybody back there
Honestly?
who just doesn't get it.
I know a lot of people like to say, I don't see color. It's a problem if you don't see color, because the reality is, for a lot of us black women, we are still seen as undesirable in the eyes of many. It might not be you, and that's great, but it's still a big enough problem to have to recognize and to see if your own partner has that kind of bias. So the good thing is that Mr. Combs doesn't have it. And yeah, I thought this was a good conversation. I mean, just because he's been with black women in the past doesn't mean he's going to be a good partner for you, but at least we've got that out of the way. Later on, there is a 4-way fencing date. And on this date, we learned that we have an ER doctor, someone who lives in their van, someone who has a troubled past, and someone who has never been in love. Are the pickings this slim? You live in a van? How did you apply for the show? What was your mailing address? Stop it. Sorry. So fast forwarding to the elimination, we had Mr. Shanklin, who drops the L-bomb. And I don't know why he thought that would be a good idea, but clearly he blew up his chances.
He said, I love you.
No, he did not.
You still love me?
Mr. Castronova also gets let go. Poor thing was in tears. I mean, I didn't think it was ever that serious. And as much as the family really liked him, something about their connection it's just not there. Like I told y'all, like she's got this eye that she does when she's really into someone, and she never gave it to him. That's how you know it's just not there. All right. Fast forwarding to episode 5. This week's activity is archery, and Nicole's brother joins the festivities.
Looking forward to meeting these guys.
Girls, Dad and I have to leave town.
During the archery, one of the new guys, I think it was Jesse, joins her in trying to instruct her how to shoot the arrow. And like I said, don't get mad, get even.
Shoot high or no? I would shoot high.
So, Miss Remy, what you're gonna want to do? I can't shoot a bow very well. At least I'm able to teach her.
You gotta do what you gotta do to stand out. And there's a way to do it that still stays true to the Regency era that isn't, you know, crossing boundaries. And that's my problem with Mr. Bokikio. It's like, let me kiss you every chance I get, whether it's in front of your parents, whether it's while I'm getting eliminated, whether it's in front of your brother. Like, it is too much. It's it's a little bit of overkill. I understand being confident in y'all's connection, but like, it's almost like he's trying to blind her with their physical connection where she overlooks some of the practical stuff in their relationship. So talking of that, the arrogance has been growing, right? But when he gets the chance to talk to the brother asks a question about, you know, where do you see this going? And he fumbles the bag again.
Like, you're looking for, like, marriage and... Yeah, okay. Wow.
He is genuinely shocked that Nicole does see marriage at the end of this process. And I can understand that. 2 months to get engaged is very short. However, on Mr. Wokikio's side, why engage physically with a woman that you don't intend on having a long-term future with? Or maybe you intend on it, but that's just not where your mind is at the moment. If this isn't your sign that he's a manipulative person, Miss Remy, Miss Nicole, then I don't know how to help you. Because you're telling me this hasn't come up, but your parents have seen some red flags, the other guys have seen red flags, your brother has seen red flags, and all you see is red lips. Open your eyes. That little flirty eye, I need you to open it. Then we have Dr. Hatem, who is supposed to be a frontrunner. He looks very good on paper, yet practically, I don't know if he lost sight of just being stuck in his accolades or stuck in his solo future, but he doesn't take account for Nicole at all.
Do you see her in that future?
I don't know yet.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be premature for me to say yes.
To make matters worse, during the archery session, he did shoulder check the brother when he was upset. And I'm just like, you guys are a hot mess. Like, he is a person who has a thrill for adrenaline, but maybe he's just hopped up on testosterone, to be honest with you. Fast forward to the evening, there is a private dinner party, and Mr. Bokikio wasn't invited. But he did not care. He was going to say, oh, I'm going to invite myself.
If you don't mind, may I talk to Nicole?
He does eventually open up about how in his parents' marriage, they both fell sick at different times, and he saw what true love truly looked like, even in, you know, through sickness and in health, and that love is not a joke to him. Great. Lovely. That's amazing. However, the decorum here is failing. You are failing to understand that the reason why they're choosing to date in the Regency era or some simulation of it is because the modern way of dating is not working. So you constantly trying to be physical with her, you constantly, you know, crossing boundaries is a problem that we have in today's age that we're trying to get away from. I don't even know why Nicole is playing into it because, girl, you should see that everything he's doing is low-key manipulation. Down to this story. Heartfelt as it may be, the timing of it was almost like, let me save my ass before I get into trouble. But speaking of getting into trouble, he did get into trouble with some of the other guys because he started coming at Mr. Kim, he started coming at the other guys. It was just a hot mess.
Bro, you came here to be friends with guys. It's just like, like I have little cousins that complain less than you.
At the end of the day, you are supposed to adopt the etiquette of courting a woman as they would have done in these times. Of course, we are stuck in the mindset of 2020. But girl, if you're looking for an old school gentleman, Bokikio ain't it. So I would have thought he was on the dance card, but he wasn't. And the people that she ended up letting go, I think it was just one person. Yeah, she let go of Dr. Hatem, who I was surprised took the loss gracefully. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you.
This is farewell. I think there was somebody else who sneaked in a kiss. I didn't write it down, but I think it was Mr. James. And I'm like, you see how now this has become a pattern? At least with them, it did seem more romantic and it was well received by the family. So we'll see. Maybe they'll be, you know, sprinkling a little bit of modern dating into how they're doing this Regency era thing. But it's clear the rules are out the window and you just got to do what you got to do to get where you got to go. All right. So that is the end of this episode. I promise. Let me not make promises. I promise to try my best not to miss another episode. And until then, as always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.